Hello my friends, welcome! Today we're gonna go into our 7th session called acceptance. And all you need again is your mat, you don't need any props, but if you want something to sit on like a block or a blanket, just bring it onto the mat and let's get started. So try to come into a seated position. As always, try to make yourself as comfortable as needed to keep the pose active without bringing hardness and struggle into the body. We're going to start with straightening, with lengthening the upper body. Lengthening through the top of your head all the way and through the spine. And try to root down through the base. So through the hips, the tailbone. And just let gravity do the work here, okay? You don't have to put any effort into the legs. Let them rest on the floor. Try to find that balance. A relaxed pose without collapsing, without leaning backwards or forwards. Let the arms and the hands rest somewhere. And I know this is gonna sound corny, but acceptance is really the key to so many things. Because acceptance can be a very difficult concept. It usually brings up a lot of mixed feelings in people. In me as well. And accepting doesn't mean that you cannot change a situation. But it means that you realize and be aware of how it is right now. You don't fight. You don't judge. Try to feel how the moment is for you right now. How you sit, how you breathe, your thoughts. And try not to judge. Just be with them. You always hear that phrase, being in the moment. And it can become really abstract. But what it means is that you accept what is right now and where you are right now. From there you can go either way. You can change, you can stay. Just feel this moment. And if you feel that resistance, or you feel any discomfort in the body, just tell yourself that's okay. I don't have to change, I don't have to improve. And if you feel that you could change position and that way discomfort would go away, that's fine. If you're sitting on a block or on a blanket, you can remove it and you can come sit flat on the mat. It's easier to make the next movement. We're going to make some circles with the upper body. So you can keep the hands on the knees and you can keep your eyes closed if you want to, or you can open them. And you're going to lean forward a little bit while keeping the sternum lifted. So we're not going to fall forward, just going to lean from the hips with a straight back. And if you open through the chest, then you bring the shoulders backwards. You're going to round the back a little bit. And when you breathe out, come to the side and then round away all the way to the back. So we're going to like hang backwards a little bit. And you can hold your knees so don't fall backwards. And you can bring the chin all the way to the chest. Keep breathing. And on your next inhalation, make the other half of the circle. Lean towards the side and come back to the open front. Okay, we're going to make this circle and try to find your own rhythm. So your exhalation is the half circle backwards. And the inhalation forwards. Try to keep the head involved. When you breathe in, lift the chin a little bit. Try not to flung the head backwards because that's really bad for the neck. We're just going to make these easy, soft circles. Find your rhythm. And if you want, you can go the other way as well. So just other direction. Try to keep both of your sitting bones on the floor. Try not to judge or question yourself if you're doing this right. And trust yourself, trust your body. It's really perfectly okay the way you're doing this right now. Nothing you need to improve. It's not a right or wrong question. One more circle. And then come back to center. Okay, from here, we're going to come onto all fours. Curl the toes under. And you can choose. You can come into a downward facing dog if you want. Or you can keep the knees on the floor and just, for example, stretch out one leg and then stretch out the other. If you're in downward facing dog, you can just walk the dog if you want to. And from here we're going to walk or step all the way to the front of our mat. And you can stay there with your hands towards the floor. Maybe they are touching the floor, maybe they are touching your legs. And try to straighten the back. So bend the knees. It feels like you're hollowing the back a little bit. And then you can bring the arms, you can keep them on the floor, you can bring them towards the side, on the hips, or you can bring them straight forward and then slowly come up. Breathe in, come all the way up. So the arms are upwards, really good. Bring the feet hip distance apart. Strongly onto the floor and lower the shoulders. So if you stretch out the arms, we have this tendency of overstretching the shoulders as well. Breathe out, lower the shoulders. Okay, so they're strong. And then we're going to go into a side stretch. So you can still do this with your hands on your hips, or with one hand in the side. Keep breathing, try to divide your weight over both legs, both feet. And when you breathe in, come back up. Breathe out, let's go the other way. Very good. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, relax the hands. And bring them a little bit backwards, behind you. Bring the shoulder blades together and then keep the shoulder blades together a little bit while you bring the hands forward in front of the heart. You can close your eyes if you feel like that. And just take a few moments here. Acceptance starts with awareness. So try to be aware of what you feel in your body. Try to be aware of your breathing and of your thoughts. Without judgment, just awareness. From here, we're going to go back down. Keep the hands in front of the heart, or you can stretch them, bring them to the sides. There are always options. Try to bring it straight back while you're coming all the way down. Bend the knees. until you feel like this is how far you can come. And then place the hands on the mat, so bend the knees and then step backwards into a plank. High plank. If that's too much, already bring the knees to the floor. Because we're going to bring them to the floor anyway in a little bit. But if the plank is too strengthening, just bring the knees to the floor. Keep breathing. Lengthen through the heels and the crown of your head. And when you breathe out, bring the knees to the floor. And lower the chest in between the hands. So the hips stay up. You just lower the chest and the chin. And when you breathe in, lower the hips and lift the chest. So we're going to come into a cobra. Strengthen through the arms, but don't push yourself all the way up. Okay, so a cobra is a full body pose, which means that every body part is present, active, working. So use your belly muscles, your legs, your chest, your back, and your hands, but don't push yourself up too far. Keep breathing. And when you breathe out, lower the head, bring the forehead a little bit onto the floor, and then come back into a plank. So we're going to curl the toes under, come onto our hands and our knees, and from there lift the knees into a high plank. And then you can choose if you want to go into a downward facing dog, or you want to keep the knees on the floor, or you want to come to a child's pose maybe, to keep it a little bit more relaxed. And breathe. If you are in downward facing dog, step forward. And from child's pose, come onto your hands and knees and then step forward to the front of your mat. Keep the hands or the fingertips on the floor or on your legs. Knees bend. And then come up. You can bring the hands to the side or in front of your heart, straight back, all the way up. Again, stretch out the arms. We're going to make the side stretch again. Keep breathing. Really good. So try to keep the breath downwards, okay? Come up when you breathe in and go down on your next breath out. Awesome, just stay positive here. Remember, you're never doing this alone. Yoga is practiced by so many people around the world. And breathe in, breathe out, lower the hands a little bit towards the back so you open the chest, shoulder blades come together. And relax the hands together in front of the heart. Keep breathing. Take a moment again. You can always choose to close your eyes, to take a few deep breaths. We're going to go the same round one more time. Bend the knees. Activate your abdomen. Come down with a straight back. Place your hands on the floor. And when you breathe out, come to a high plank. You're doing awesome in high plank. Just keep breathing. That's always the key. And you need to lower the knees. Try not to judge, just accept for yourself, this is where I'm here, this is where I'm at, that's why I'm here. Okay, this is what happens when you become aware of the body. You realize what is your comfort zone and what is maybe too difficult right now, or something you're just not comfortable with. You breathe out, lower the knees, keep the hips up. So we're just going to lower the chest in between the arms. The elbows stay up, chin to the floor, and when you breathe in, come to a cobra. Lower the hips, straighten the feet, and come up through the chest. Okay? Activate your body and try to notice how it feels to breathe when your belly is pushing towards the floor or the floor is pushing onto your belly. And when you breathe out, lower the forehead towards the floor first, curl the toes under, come onto hands and knees, into high plank. And if you want, from here into a downward facing dog, a puppy pose, all fours, child's pose. Find what feels good right now. Everybody's different, literally everybody. So you always need to find your way. And your way is not my way, it's not the way of your neighbor, it's yours. And once you can accept that you are unique as you are, and that's really beautiful, it's okay. Then the struggle to be something you're not is going to change into a very soft and easy flow of you, really. Okay. Step towards the front. Hands in front of your heart, on the hips, straighten the back. And when you straighten the back, try not to look forward, because if you look forward, you're going to crunch the neck. So you look down, neck is in line with the back. And in that way, you slowly come back up, relax the toes, and push yourself up. Hands all the way up. And when you breathe out, just relax them back down. And once they're down, just relax the arms. If you want to shake it off a little bit, you can. Okay, just try to feel what you need. Take a few deep breaths. Very good. One more time, we're going to come down. If you feel that it's too much to come down with a straight back, just roll yourself down, okay? Never overdo this. For one person, the back is the sore point. For someone else, it's the arms or the legs, so make adjustments. Come back down. Take your time. Once you're down, we're going to step the left foot back and we're going to walk the right foot towards the left. We're going to bring the leg towards the floor. We're going to come into pigeon pose. Try to bring the knee all the way towards the right, so it's on the outside of your body, the outside of the mat, and walk the left leg backwards. Okay, so we have some points of pressure. And if you want, you can come onto your elbows, or you can stay with your hands on the floor. Keep breathing. If you want in this pose, you can make the fire go up a little bit more. You can bring the right hand onto the floor, and you can bring the left hand with the thumb up to the back. And if you want to make it even stronger, lift the left foot, you can hold it. Keep that touch, keep that hold soft, okay? Don't try to push or pull too much. Just keep it soft. If you have your balance, you can bring the right arm up. Keep breathing, just slowly in and out. Again, these are all choices. Find your choice, find your pose. And when you breathe out slowly, let go of the foot, bring it to the floor, 2 hands onto the mat, lift the back knee, right knee into high plank or on all fours. And then we're going to bring the left knee forward on the outside of the mat. Walk the right leg back. And you'll notice that your foot will come a little bit more forward or a little bit more backwards. That is all dependent on the anatomy of your knee and your hip. Don't try to force that. Really bad for the knee. So just let your foot land wherever it lands. And again, you can come onto your elbows or stay onto your hands. And keep breathing. Last week we spoke about intentions. Maybe you set one for this session. Try to remember what your intention was, or maybe you have an intention throughout the program. The reason why you're here, the reason why you were practicing yoga in the first place. And that intention is just as unique as you are. So don't judge yourself, just remind yourself of that intention every now and then. It can help you find direction in what you were doing. If you feel you want to extend this pose or make it a little bit more difficult, bring the right hand towards the back, lift the right foot, slightly hold it if you want to, and if you find your balance, you can bring the left arm forward. Keep the thumb of the right hand up, because if you bring it down, you hold the outside of your foot, your shoulder is rolling inwards instead of outwards. It makes the pose more difficult. One more breath cycle here. When you breathe out, both hands on the mat. And then you can shift your weight towards the left leg and the left buttocks and bring the right foot forward. So we have 2 feet forward. If you want to stretch them out, you can do that. Just sit here for a moment. Deep inhalation, long relaxing exhalation. From here you can come onto your back, roll yourself down. Bring the hands on the side of the body. Take a moment here. And you can bring your feet mat wide, so just a little bit outside, and then you can move the knees from left to right, like wiper blades. If your hands are in the way because your legs are coming all the way to the ground, just place your hands on your belly, or a little bit more out. And just relax. Relax the breath, relax the movement. Try to release some tension in the lower back if you build up some tension through the exercises. And you can hold the inside of your knees, of your legs. You can bring the nose towards the knee, if you want. Otherwise you can come up by rolling onto your side. Otherwise just make a little ball of yourself. And if you want, you can just roll up and down a few times. All the way until you come back to sit. Okay. Once you are sitting up, enjoy the feelings that rush through the body. Maybe they are happy, maybe they're not so happy, even uncomfortable feelings. If you can learn to just enjoy them as teaching moments or as your body telling you something, then You can seize the struggle and just accept the moment and go from there. Make decisions from there. And celebrate the moments where you grow. You don't have to fight to become better or to improve in something if you want to. You can just bloom. You fight their struggle and hardness. If you accept, you'll grow through softness, space, by blooming like a flower. You never see nature fight to grow. And focus on the sensations in the body. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take one more moment to thank yourself for this act of self-love. Taking out time of your day to be here, in this moment, with me, with yourself. Thank you. Namaste. Thanks again for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, please just leave them here below. I will always answer them. Otherwise, I'm gonna wish you a really good week and we're gonna see each other next time.